Over my tram today, so we're gonna remain seated and we're gonna keep those arms and heads and bodies inside the tram at all times. I don't have windows. It's awesome air conditioning. What if there's some cool on the side?
And guess what? Lundy's gonna show that here. Alright, Lundy,
You'll share with me.
So mechanical and my optics across the window here. They have wildlife. So we do have those woodland caribou and that was the inside here.
There's a one with
We'll do a full-on Thanksgiving today. So we are looking for members of the deer family and members of the cattle family. Members of the deer family. We have the woodland caribou, Roosevelt elk, the Columbia black-tailed deer, and the North American moose. In the cattle family, we are looking for the North American bison, birds, Canada geese, ducks, great blue heron, bald eagles, red-tailed hawks. So we're also looking for three big. We are also looking for the great open plains. So the out here can be a habitat. A dead log can be a habitat, even a boulder. Or a clump of ferns. Needs a home. Everything in the world needs a home. Down. For instance, I got a woodland caribou coming up here. Now this isn't necessarily rare for deer family members. Because normally it's only males that grow antlers. That's the herd on the left-hand side. Now you can tell that this little one is a lot smaller than the others. All the way around his head. So the big boys are going to have the ones that curl all the way around his head. Or a coyote, or wolves, or even a cougar. So what do you do when you find a fawn in the middle of the woods? What do you do? You'd leave it alone. So I do want to take a peek in this western red cedar grove on my right-hand side, and I do see another. That is Willow, the North American moose, laying in the middle of the cedar grove, probably back there pretty far. It's a dark animal, big ears. But the North American moose, she doesn't look very big right now, but think about it. She's going to get up to 7.5 feet tall, about 1,800-pound animal. 1,800 pounds. That is a big animal to contend with. So when she 50 pounds of food a day. That's about 27,000 calories a day. And when you have to eat that much, you're not too picky about where that food comes from. You're going to eat it on dry land. You're going to eat all those aquatic plants as well. Plug those nose so they don't get water in their nose. They're excellent swimmers. They do like to be around those aquatic areas, those wetland areas. These use it forever. Wetland areas provide lots of good vegetation for the birds and ducks that migrate here. They need a place to rest and raise their young. So we may find some ducklings out here, some goslings. But also having a wetland area creates a lot of vegetation to filter pollutants out of that water. So this is one of the ways it helps out those human inhabitants. And that's because when you are filtering that water is slowly then letting it seep down into the groundwater system. It doesn't just sit there. It slowly evaporates into the sky, and then it also slowly seeps into the groundwater. Sometimes they can be off on their own, but most of the time they form family groups. And they have that distinctive, because the water level has dropped. So when the lily pads were growing, the water level was a lot higher. And so as the water level drops, those lily pads lift out of the water. So wetland areas do tend to be seasonal, some of them, to where they can dry up in the dead of summertime.
We should do a group shot.
But beavers are one of the other animals that manipulates their environment to suit their needs. So what other animal manipulates their environment to suit their needs?
That's how big the roots are.
and she is right on the left-hand side. People on the right-hand side, they have to stand up to get a good look at her. They're kind of rounded, yeah, they're more round. But those square hooves, they help her balance. So if you think about it, you can put your palm up into the air, palm up. And little kids, you may have to put both your hands together. But an adult palm, all 4 feet of that mountain goat can stand in the palm of your foot and fall.
They want to get across.
So the main reason why these guys are solitary animals, take a peek at all the Canada geese we got out here. These are those migratory geese. With that mountain goat.
What
Gotta be really careful up on this mountainside. So here are the American Plains bison. The American Plains bison. We have 6 calves out there. They are an orangish coloration. But we have this first bull, right on my left-hand side, the first bull that you see standing up there.
See the babies?
Flash for these guys. I mean, we can see the orange really well, but their main predator, which is the wolf, can't see oranges, and so that coloration is going to turn brown once the animal gets a little bit bigger and be able to fend for itself a little bit more. But they also have a partial liver right now. So the liver is the one helping keeping that orange coloration, because when they're born, they don't have a fully developed liver. As we grow, that liver is going to continue to grow as well until it's fully developed, and then it'll start to turn that fur brown. Now, the American bison is the United States' largest land mammal, about 2,000 to 3,000 pound male. And then it's also the United States national land mammal.
That's a baby.
So they are very important to the United States now. These guys have protected land. They used to roam around 60 million animals strong. Due to overhunting, we brought their populations drastically down to only about a few hundred. Those numbers. They have about 400,000 animals in the United States. They can be found in zoos and preserves, national parks, and even ranches.
Is the baby okay? Oh, the baby got up.
How long is the ride supposed to be?
And run really fast. Though. They can run about 35 miles per hour. Yeah. That is very quick.
No, you're too short. Listen to mama. Okay, there's a bug. There's a bug.
The rest of this group of boys, their horns do get bigger with age. So these bison bulls, they get about 2,000 pounds. So to get away from all the hustle and bustle of the herd, all those social dynamics,
Okay, hands inside, okay?
they get to relax, they get to eat until the breeding season or the rut season. So they can come out here, get as big and as fat as possible, and they can go back to the herd even bigger than they were last year. And they have a better chance of being the same bull for the year. 2 bulls down there. We are going to come back down this road and turn down that way, so hopefully we'll get to see those bulls one more time. Naturally do that. They're deciduous evergreens. Deciduous means that they shed a part of the body of the tree or plant.
So pretty.
Oh, evergreens stay green throughout the year. And $50. That is really cheap, even in 1937. And it included a lake. Lakeside property for only $4.50 an acre. They raised 3 daughters out on Horseshoe Lake. We had a little log cabin out. Breeding season. They are so amped up on testosterone. Other bulls away from their babies of the breeding season. I got another burns the 15,000 acres of land. What do you think is the first thing? Create great hiding places. So these animals, when they lay down, they disappear.
Oh, here's one right up here, Carter. Right up here on
Oh, there's that bighorn sheep again on the left-hand side there.
Oh, there. He's just sitting there.
No, look at that. Radio chapter.
All right, so I had a little radio call to make, which means I got distracted and I forgot where my train of thought went. I think we important for plant life and plant growth. So when a fire burns through the land, it actually burns a lot of the nitrogen out of the soil. So having all the trees with those bacteria in their roots does help out the soil and helps refertilize. They got a really short lifespan. They only live to be about 80 years old. Yeah, only about 80. Going to provide a different type of use. They're going to open up the canopy, the tops of the trees, so more sunlight and rain can come down to the ground for those western red cedars and the Douglas fir trees to pop on up. But they're also, they are going to slowly decompose into the ground. They're going to create habitats for other animals. Now I do see some roast goats.
Oh, I see them.
About my 9 o'clock here. Now do you guys see those really big antlers up there? Fastest tissue. That is the fastest tissue growth. And that is that velvet passive. But take a look at these boys again on the left-hand side of there.
Look at those antlers. Look, Carter, come over. Look at these guys. Look at them over there. Oh my. Those are the big.
The bigger the horns, the older, more mature the male. I got one male on the right here.
Charlie, look.
Oh man.
The mallard ducks. It looks like I'm going to have a little bit more boys on the right.
Do you see it? Is it recording?
Yeah, I did.
Lay down a doe.
Look at that one's horns.
Got a few flatted on it. Poor thing.
Where the
Boy
back
on the
chain?
right
No, they're
hand
chasing
side.
us down. Come on.
But these guys are native to the Pacific Northwest. I mean, we need to, but especially those paper products. Even if you are reducing and reusing your paper and plastic products, you could also buy paper and plastic products that come from recycled materials. So it's also when you are buying left in the wild, and that is due to habitat loss. Their main food source has that bighorn sheep ram. Wants to hang out down here by Tour Station. Take a look at his horn.
Oh, look.
Oh. Let's keep those arms inside the tram, please.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I also have some Columbia black-tailed deer up here. Is there a raccoon out there too? By a log. By a log. There's a few logs over here. Right in front of me, this Columbia black-tailed deer is looking at this raccoon. And I got 2 females and a male, and the female is like staring directly at this raccoon. Raccoon is one of our bonus animals out here. Now that's the only omnivore we're going to find out in the free roaming area, because we do have the 8-foot fence that circles around the whole free roaming area to protect our animals from these outside carnivores. So as we're pulling up to Tourist Station, I just ask that you remain away from the doors until I have those doors open. I don't want anybody with those doors. But again, my name is Summer. I'm the driver and your naturalist today. I want to thank you for coming on my tour. If you want to go on another tour today, just go up to the office and ask me on another tour.